Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Valerie, and I am part of the marketing team at Liferay for Asia Pacific, and I will be your host and moderator for today's session. Joining me in this webinar is Frans Siswanto, Senior Sales Engineer at Liferay Singapore, who will be covering our main topic on building unified AI-ready digital experience platforms. Our webinar today focuses on a question many organizations like yours could be facing. As digital workplace and customer experience expectations continue to evolve, is SharePoint enough, or is there a need for a more comprehensive digital experience platform? In today's session, we will cover insights into how organizations can build on their existing SharePoint investments while extending their digital capabilities through modern experience platforms such as Liferay DXP. Let me briefly walk you through today's agenda. We'll start with a quick look at how enterprise digital platforms are evolving and the trends shaping digital experience platforms. From there, Frans will discuss the role of SharePoint and Liferay within the enterprise technology landscape, including where each platform delivers the most value and how organizations are extending beyond traditional collaboration use cases. We'll then move into a short product demonstration to showcase how Liferay enables total experiences through Liferay AI Hub. And after that, we'll open the floor for questions and discussions before wrapping up today's session. So if you have any questions during the presentation, feel free to submit them through the Q&A panel at any point in time at the bottom of the screen, and we'll address as many as possible during the Q&A segment. Now let's begin by looking at how enterprise digital platforms are changing. So between 2020 and 2025, many organizations focused on building composable digital platforms. The priority was flexibility, integration, and creating a more unified digital architecture that could adapt to changing business needs. Well, today, that conversation is evolving. Organizations are increasingly looking beyond connected platforms towards intelligent agentic platforms. The focus is shifting to agentic digital experiences that can leverage AI to automate tasks, surface insights, assist users, and support decision-making more effectively. We are now moving from how do we connect our systems to how do we make our digital experiences smarter and more autonomous. As most of you know, SharePoint has established itself as a core platform for collaboration, document management, and knowledge sharing. But at the same time, organizations are facing new expectations. Your employees may expect seamless experiences across multiple websites. Your customers may want hyper-personalized self-service portals, and your partners may require secure access to information and processes. And on top of that, businesses are exploring how AI can be embedded into these experiences. The question is no longer simply how we collaborate internally, but how we create the total experience and connecting experiences across employees, customers, and partners. With that context in mind, I'd now like to hand the time over to Frans, who will walk us through the role SharePoint and Liferay can play within a modern enterprise architecture. Frans, please.
Thanks, Valerie. Hey everyone, my name is Frans. I'm a senior sales engineer based in Singapore. I'm your technical point of view when we are going to have a discussion about how we can use Liferay in your organizations. So now we are going to talk about more like what is Liferay and where SharePoint can sit. So one of the biggest topic at the moment portals are no longer internal tools. They are your digital front door. So I just want to put you an examples on this. You really familiar with the internal tools for SharePoint, such as for the intranets, where you can share the documents between your colleague or between your team itself. But when we are talking about portals, it's not about sharing internally with your team. We are talking about how we can share documents to your external audience. Imagine you have imagine you are in the insurance industry. You want to share maybe a policy to your customers, right? Yes, you can use SharePoint, but Here we are going to deep dive where SharePoint is really excel and where Liferay is really excel. So SharePoint is excellent at what it was built for. They are world-class internal collaborations for documents, versionings, and collaboration. They have a very, very deep dive integrations with Microsoft 365. All the Microsoft suites, such as Teams, OneDrive, is lumped together in the one SharePoint. And everyone in the organizations really familiar on what is Microsoft Word, what is Microsoft 365. They are really familiar with it. So yes, SharePoint is very, very well known, and it is very, very strong choice when we talk about the internal collaborations. But the real question is SharePoint is the right tool for a portal? In this session, we are going to deep dive what is a portal. We are going to use the same examples is a customer portal from the insurance agents. Is SharePoint is the right tool for the insurance organization to share a policy to the external users? What happened when your customers getting bigger and bigger and bigger? Will the cost of SharePoint will getting bigger as well? So we are going to deep dive on that. So like I said before, like when we are going to have an external portal, customer portal, yes, we can use SharePoint. SharePoint have a capability to enable for the external access altogether. We can make SharePoint have an external access. But the question is it allowed by the compliance team? What happened when you combine together all your external data and internal data into one single platforms? And then what happened when the user base increase? The user base licensing will kick in. So meaning to say, the bigger your users, the more expensive the cost itself. So now we are talking about data residency. Before we talk about what is Liferay, we talk about data residency for the portal. When we talk about the customer portal for the insurance agent, we talk about whether the data, the privacy of this data is really, really protected. The question from your compliance team, hey, is it comply with the local regulations? In India, is it comply to India privacy law? In Singapore, is it comply to PDPA? So when we are choosing a portal, meaning to say that we are exposing the private data to the internet. Someone from the external can access the data. So how you can protect this data, and how where this data sit also. So this is where when you are choosing a portal, you are not only choosing about the capabilities, the features itself. You're also choosing about how this platform can protect your data and can comply with the local regulation. So talking about the local regulations and data residency, we often have a questions, can I install it on my own server? Can I install it in this region? This is where Liferay is really excel for. So Liferay is wherever you deploy, in the cloud or in your own data center, Liferay is always the same product. You get the same capability, you get the same compliance as well, because Liferay itself, we are the enterprise grade portals. So let's deep dive about what is Liferay and how Liferay can help you to solve your problem when you are creating a portal. So Liferay is a one platform for authenticated use case. For examples, we have a customer portal where you have your customers, you have a customer from your insurance agent. They can download their policy, they can submit a claim, they can review that claim. Liferay is really excel for that. But not only that, Liferay is also well known for their intranet use case. We have a built-in capability to connect to the Microsoft 365 stack. We have a good document management, audit logs, and also versioning. So Liferay is not really only for the intranets, internal and external. Liferay is not really for the external, but Liferay is also well known for the intranet use case. And this is where Liferay is really excel. We can handle multiple site, multiple brands in a single platforms. So meaning to say, let's say you have a public website to display your products of your insurance product. And then you have your customer portal for your customers to sign in to get their policy, submit a claim, review their claims result. And also you have another site for your customer support to sign in to support your customers in a single platform. And for a developer, what does it mean? Managing it is very, very easy. You deploy once, you get everything over there. You get a headless GraphQL REST API directly with the low-code solutions. Whatever data that you create inside the Liferay, you will get a RESTful API directly from that. And of course, going back to data residency, you can deploy it anywhere, whether you want to deploy it in the public cloud, private cloud, or maybe your on-premise inside your own data center. So just want to repeat again about Liferay, what did we excel for. We have been recognized by multiple analysts recognitions. So I would really proudly say that if you have a portal use case, Liferay is the best choice for this. So we have built a side-by-side portal capabilities comparison between SharePoint and Liferay. And the main point over here is a primary purpose. When we talk about SharePoint, they are really, really good in collaboration and document management. We have no doubt that SharePoint is really good on that. But when it comes for the portal, for multiple users to come in, you want to scale for the external users, you want to scale your business to give and to service your customers, which is not your internal employee, it's more like external audience. Liferay is the choice over here. So we need to choose which one is the right tool for the right purpose. And when we talk about the integrations, SharePoint and Liferay both share almost the same kind of like integrations. We can integrate SharePoint to anything. Liferay, we expose the headless API to any stacks. It means for the developers, whether you are front-end developers using React, Next.js, or you are mobile developers, you want to get the data, serve the data in your mobile applications, Liferay have it. And the good part is our headless API follows the same access control. We have a very, very defined grade access control best in the class for the Liferay. So whatever you set permissions in Liferay DXP, you have the same permissions in the headless API in the one single configurations. And of course, including the audit logs and also for the governance. So just want to repeat again, you need to choose the right tool for the right job. If you already use SharePoint, you can keep it for your internal team collaborations, document management, co-authoring, and if you're really deep on the Microsoft 365 stack, keep using your SharePoint. But if you're looking for the external use case or multi-site use case, choose Liferay. Liferay can help you to build your customer portal for your external users to access the data with the fine-grained permissions, good governance with the audit log, and you can have multiple websites, multiple brands in one single platforms. So what's the take Liferay and SharePoint. Again, right tool and right jobs. SharePoint already comes with your Microsoft 365 plan. You can keep it for your internal collaborations. Build the portal on Liferay. So I just want to highlight one of case study based in India. They are using Liferay for their public website and to serve their customers. So looking at this, we already have two websites. One is for their customer portal and one for their public website. Both are using Liferay in a single platforms. What it delivered is pretty amazing. Oryx can get higher conversion because our public website have a good analytics and have a good personalizations. They're best in class. And we have Oryx able to serve their customer 24/7. Because of this, their cost to serve is getting lower. And towards the customer journey from visiting their public website to go to their customer portal, it is one single customer view. So it means that your customer will not juggling to one or two platforms. It's only one platform. Liferay itself from your public website to your customer portal. Have the same journey, have the same experience. So when we talk about, is it expensive to own Liferay? The answer is no. The total cost of ownership for Liferay is pretty reasonable. We don't charge by how many users that access a Liferay platform. So it means that whatever you grow you have like 2x of customers, or you grow exponentially of your customers. Our subscription price is still predictable because we don't charge based on number of users. And of course, we are open source as well. You can take a look at the source code, make a customization on it. No login, and the developers in the APAC regions, we have a deep developer talent pool in the APAC regions. So some takeaways for this today's webinar is choose the right tool for the right jobs. Liferay is good for the portal use case. Multiple website, intranets, customer portals, partner portals, and SharePoint is very good for your internal collaborations. And when we talk about Liferay itself, we are number one for the portals. And of course, Liferay, we can work with the Microsoft 365 stack as well via the SSO and APIs. So let's build the portal together. We can do a discovery workshop with you guys, and then we can assess what are the portals that you are going to build. And then we can pilot maybe some of the portal, the high impact portal, customer portal, for examples, and then you can scale regionally. So before we close this session today, I know it is not really related to SharePoint, but I just want to highlight that Liferay, we have a cool features that we are launching. We call it as an AI Hub. It's an agent builder. So let me share my screen after this, and then you can see how the Liferay, AI Hub really can help you to build AI agents directly from the Liferay platforms. So what you see in this on the screen at the moment is our Liferay AI Hub. You can see we have a left-hand menu over here. We have a home, agent builder, and chatbots. So Liferay AI Hub enables you to orchestrate multiple AI agents to achieve a single goal. So when we go to the agent builder on the left-hand side over here, you will see that we have multiple agents over here. We have a change tone agents. Let's say for your content creator, they want to change their draft to their own tone. You can use AI agent builder over here. You can also create a chatbot agents over here. And going to the tab menu, we have instructions and data source. You can have your custom instructions. and also you can have your own data source. So let's say I'm going to build a very simple chatbot. So I can I can create chatbot agents. This agent, I can just create a title, descriptions, the input and output variables, and then the data source that they're being assigned to. For these examples, I'm using PCA in Indonesia. This is just hypothetical. We are using this uh, data source from the publicly available BCA website. So from here, we can click View Workflow to set up our agent workflow. So this is where even a business user, they can customize this and then achieve something that really AI-based solution. So when the agent getting started, it goes directly to the search. So in the search over here, we can really get the live research, descriptions, a prompt. We can customize a prompt over here, input and output variables, and then the user message. If you have internal documents, you can even implement RAG, retrieval, augmented, and generation. So after we customize our agent, then you can create chatbots directly. So on the left-hand menu, we have a chatbot menu on the left, and we create our own chatbot. This chatbot, we have a which agent that serving this chatbot, and then we have a chatbot code where you can implement this chatbot anywhere. So I created the chatbot, and then the chatbot is able to reply directly uh, to the queries like, hey, I want to know what are the product available for the individual users. So you can use that chatbot, and then the chatbot will be able to reply your message. So the chatbot is on the right bottom right menu on here. So hey, what's the available product for individual? So the chatbot will get the data directly from the public website, the data source that I just said, and then return you a feedback and saying, hey, these are the products that are available for the individual users. So we have a deposit, loans, credit card, investment product. So this is how you can create your own AI agents, help content creations to make to generate you a content, to generate your blog and news with the SEO friendly. So I think this is all for the AI Hub demonstrations. I will give back the time and the floor to Valerie. Thank you.
Thank you, Frans, for the insightful presentation and the capabilities of both SharePoint and Liferay, and also for sharing more about Liferay AI Hub. Now we'll come to the Q&A session, and we'll now open the floor for questions. So please feel free to submit any questions through the Q&A panel down below. Okay, we have one open question. It says, is it possible to integrate Hen AI into Liferay?
Thanks for the questions. I'm assuming we are talking about Gen AI instead of Hen AI. So yes, thanks Ravi for the clarifications. Yeah. Yes, the AI that you currently see is Gen AI that provided by Liferay. And we are also having a features where you can have your own Gen AI, the LLM directly inside the Liferay. We are expanding our capabilities to our AI capabilities to be able to create a website directly inside the Liferay.
We have another one. It says, is it possible to migrate SharePoint data to Liferay?
Oh, that's a good question. So the answer is yes. So you can we have a service with our team that can help you to migrate SharePoint data to Liferay. So I would advise you to speak to our team directly on your migrations, specific migrations questions. We have a tools for that, but of course, what we know, SharePoint, every single organization, they have their own data structure for the SharePoint. So we need to analyze deep. We need to do a deep analysis, what kind of data that we are going to migrate, and then we are able to migrate that. And I think we have a question on the chat bot as chat box.
Yep.
I will. Do we have it?
The
Yep.
question is any out-of-the-box way feature that Liferay provides to migrate from SharePoint to Liferay?
That's I think that's a good question. I think it's really related to the previous questions, right? So I think the best scenario is we can reach out you can reach out to our team to speak on what kind of migrations that we are talking about, because again, SharePoint, they have every organization, they have a different kind of data structure in SharePoint, so we want to understand what kind of migration that we are expecting. So my advice here is speak with the team and then give your migration requirements, and then we are able to get back to you.
Okay, great. We have another question from the Q&A panel. What tools and APIs does Liferay provide to build agent-compatible services?
Oh, interesting. So agent compatible services. I will have some assumptions here, tools and API. So my assumptions here is how we can build agents inside the Liferay. What kind of API or tools that Liferay provide to build an agent inside of Liferay. Uh, AI Hub is a tools that you can create an agent inside a Liferay. So we also provide you a headless API where you can create an agent, your customized agent from any third-party service, and then put it inside Liferay. So I would highly suggest you to go to learn more about our AI Hub. I'm happy to deep dive on the AI Hub as well. Uh, you can speak to our team, and then we can have a deep dive sessions. What kind of AI capability that you are looking for as well.
Okay, the next question is this AI hub, does this AI hub have UI UX building capability?
Okay, the answer is yes. But of course, everyone knows that building a UI directly using AI is not 100% flawless. So AI Hub is the same, where you can build a UI UX directly using Liferay frameworks. You can create a website, you can create a fragments directly from the AI Hub capability. But of course, as a developers, you still need to fine tune it, maybe just a little bit, change the paddings, change the layout a little bit only. Then you have a perfect website.
We still have more time for questions, but in the meantime, I think let me also try to ask Frans this question. So many organizations in Asia Pacific, they already use Microsoft 365 and SharePoint. So at one point, should they start considering a platform like Liferay DXP instead of, let's say, they want to continue to extend SharePoint?
Okay, that's very deep questions, right? So I think it's really related to some of the questions from the panels from the team over here as well. How we can migrate? Do we need to migrate? Is it easy to migrate? So I would answer this is choose the right tools for the right jobs. If your use case is all about maybe internal collaborations, yes, I think you can keep your SharePoint. Or maybe if you want to migrate because of the cost, we can choose a Liferay for the intranets. There are multiple Liferay customers using Liferay for their internal collaboration as well. Again, you need to choose the right tool for the right jobs.
All right, so thanks for that, Frans. We still have a couple more minutes on Any final questions from the floor before we wrap up the session? All right, so I think there is no other questions from the floor, so let's move on to wrap up the session. So before I wrap up, we'd like to conclude with one last question. What do modern enterprise portals need today? So as we've discussed, SharePoint remains an important collaboration platform for many organizations. However, building that modern digital portal lies in extending SharePoint investments with platforms that support broader total experience initiatives, intelligent digital experiences, agentic orchestration, and long-term scalability. So at the end of the day, it's not about choosing between SharePoint and Liferay. Rather, it's about understanding where each platform delivers the most value. And as Frans mentioned, choosing the right tool for the right job. And in saying this, you need an enterprise-grade AI-ready portal that bridges composability and agentic intelligence. And if there's any key takeaway that we'd like you guys to leave after this webinar, is that use SharePoint as the internal collaboration layer and use Liferay DXP as the portal layer. If you enjoyed this webinar, we have some upcoming webinars happening next week. So today we briefly touched on total cost of ownership as part of the platform evaluation process and business case justification. So if you'd like to explore this topic in more detail, we'll be hosting a dedicated session on 24th June covering this topic, and the webinar is called Manage Your Platform Cost at Scale, Reducing Total Cost of Ownership with Liferay DXP. So this will be happening at 4 p.m. Singapore time and 1:30 p.m. India time. So you can scan the QR code here. I'll leave this screen for about a minute or so for you guys to scan the QR code and sign up for our webinar if you haven't done so. We also have an upcoming webinar on 25th June, which is for the Britain Standard Time at 10:30 a.m. It's technical debt holding back your AI ambitions. We'll be deep diving more into like modernization in this case and uprooting legacy systems. So if you want to find out more about our upcoming webinars, you can check out our LinkedIn page. You can just type Liferay on the LinkedIn search, or you can see all our upcoming webinars at liferay.com/events. And with that, we have come to the end of this session. We hope today's session has provided you with useful insights into how organizations can evolve beyond traditional collaboration use cases and deliver total experiences across employees, customers, and partners. If you'd like to continue the conversation or discuss your organization's requirements in more detail, our team will be happy to connect with you. So you can book a discovery workshop with our APAC pre-sales team through their respective emails as shown on the screen. So for Southeast Asia, you may contact us at sales.sg@liferay.com. And for India, you may contact us at sales.in@liferay.com. And with that, thank you everyone for joining us today, and we look forward to speaking with you soon.